Wife of 13 years cheated with coworker.
My wife and I have been together for 13 years. We met when we were in high school and now have 3 beautiful children. We obviously met when we were very young, but we both fell in love and always had a blast. Before the affair came to light, I would admit that we were going through our ups and downs like any other relationship. But never in a million years would I think she would cheat. Weeks before I found out, I started to see some changes in her. We would always charge our phones at the end of the night on my side of the bed because the outlet is on my side. I guess this is the first red flag I ignored. Instead of charging her phone like usual, she would start keeping it next to her while she slept, like under her pillow. She would just take her charger with her to work and charge it there. Now here's the second red flag I ignored. I got a hold of her phone while she was busy with something else and I started going through her pictures. That's where I saw a selfie of her AP. There was another pic of her AP and one of her female coworkers, so I stupidly chalked it up to her coworkers just being funny and taking selfies while she left her phone unattended. I feel so stupid now. I wish I would have said something because my gut was telling me something wasn't right. So a week or so before the affair, she tells me her female coworker asked her if she'd like to come over for some drinks after work on Thursday of next week. Little did I know it was all bullshit and that it was just a cover for what she was really going to do. In reality, her and AP had already planned on meeting at a hotel. We had a big fight the night before the affair. I asked her and begged her to tell me if she was seeing someone else. I asked her if she wanted me to move out, if she wanted a divorce. I was just trying to see what it was that she wanted. She insisted that there was no one else, that she just needed some space. I drank alone in the living room that night after the kids went to bed and she was in our bedroom alone. I started sobbing and she came out to check on me and told me to come to bed and just rest. So I did. The day of the affair, I ended up taking the day off of work. I woke up remembering that today is the day she's supposed to go for some drinks with her coworker. I had a bad feeling in my gut. I grabbed her phone while she was busy with something else. I'm so mad now for not going with my gut feeling. I grabbed her phone and had planned on sharing her location with myself through Google. I had my chance and I decided against it because I didn't want her to get mad had she found out I was keeping tabs on her location. So she gets ready and leaves. Later on in the night she texts me saying, "Hey babe, I'm on my way to so-and-so's house." I feel so disgusted now for telling her I loved her and to have a good time. I told her to enjoy herself and to please not drink too much. By that time she had already been at the hotel with the AP for about 3 hours. She apparently did go to work but left early to meet the AP at the hotel. Later on she calls me and tells me she's finally on her way. She asks if I want something to eat. I say sure and she comes home. Gross, thinking of the fact that I kissed her when she got home. So while we're eating she's real short about how it went at her friends. I find that odd because she's usually super talkative. We finish eating and hang out for a bit watching TV and she goes to bed. Now this is when I found out. Again, her phone is nowhere in sight, so I texted her phone so I can hear it vibrate and now I know where it's at. I find it and try to unlock it a few times till I finally get the right PIN code. I go through her texts and see nothing. Go through the pictures and nothing. Finally I open Google Maps and pull up her timeline. That's when I see it. That's when my heart broke into a million pieces. I started panicking and saying no, please God no. The timeline shows her arriving at work, staying there for an hour and a half or so, then it shows her driving to a fucking hotel. I couldn't fucking believe it. I couldn't pretend to fall asleep and wait till next morning. I woke her ass up. I told her I wanted to talk about something and wanted to ask her something. She says, "What is it?" I ask her, "Where did you go?" She says, "I told you I went to have a few drinks with my coworker." I asked, "Then why the fuck were you at a hotel for 4 hours?" I said, "Why the fuck does your phone say you were at a hotel?" I was holding her phone while this was happening and she gets up all mad and snatched it out of my hand while angrily saying, "Why are you looking through my phone?" She kept denying it, until she finally came out and told me she cheated on me. She said that she had never cheated on me before. She said that this is the only time she met with the AP out of work. I asked her how long was this going on and she says things started getting flirtatious between them about 2 weeks before the meetup at the hotel. She says things never got physical until the actual day of the affair. I did look at her timeline on the months and weeks leading up to the affair and that's the only day it shows her somewhere else and not at her job, so I do believe her. Just to point things out, this was about 7 months ago. It still hurts so damn much. It kills me inside to know that she cheated and the thought of her sleeping with someone else completely disgusts me and breaks my heart. I thought the pain would dissipate as time goes on, but no. I feel so worthless some days. Some days I find it hard to get out of bed. Some days I just wish I never found out. This fucking sucks. Comment 1. I'm going to be brutally honest here. You have a severe case of the codependent doormat syndrome. Let me tell you, if my wife did what your wife did, She'd be staying at the shittiest motel in town and I'd be having divorce papers served. Just because you have access to her devices and she changed jobs doesn't mean that she's going to fall for the next suave coworker that gives her his goofy ass smile. The consequences she has received isn't nowhere near good enough. You should have separated for months before even considering taking her cheating ass back. Moving forward, if you're going to stay, which I wouldn't recommend, then you have got to stop being Mr. Nice Guy. With that said, do these things to the letter. Listen up. This is an absolute must in reconciliation. It's a binding legal document that pretty much states that if she even so much as smiles at another man, then it's an automatic divorce where she walks away with nothing but the clothes on her back. This also takes her name off all marital assets. No mail, just friends. This means no one-on-one lunches with male coworkers, and no after-work drinks or parties. From now on, work is just that, work only. The days of allowing her to have male friends are officially over. No unaccounted for overtime. If she has to work late, she better have a fucking damn good reason and provide proof such as time cards and approval from her boss. Sexual equality. If she did sex acts with the AP that she always denied you, then those acts cannot be denied ever again. If your sex life consisted of starfish duty sex, those days are gone forever and replaced with raw, porn-style sex. If she gives you an excuse like she doesn't feel that way with you, or that's not how she really enjoys it, divorce immediately. You cannot be treated like second best in the bedroom. She pays you back in cash for the money she spent on her affair. Use that money on something nice for yourself, such as a solo trip or whatever you want. Full disclosure to everyone. That includes family and friends, and more importantly, the wife or girlfriend of the AP. You cannot keep your wife's dirty little secrets any longer. If she's truly remorseful, she'll agree to this. If she won't, then it's game over. At the end of the day, the chances of your marriage surviving and her not cheating again are slim to none. Truth. Comment 2. Sir, you asked her if there was someone else, and she said no. Even though she was planning to sleep with him the next day. Just because they only met in a hotel once doesn't mean that they only had sex once. Don't stick with someone because it's all you know. That's never good enough. The reason it still hurts is because you still have yourself chained to the person who caused you the pain. How will you ever heal? To be honest, it doesn't seem like she loves or respects you from your story. Trust me, she will do it again. Especially since you swept it under the rug. Leave her get therapy to heal, and continue being a good dad to your kids. Don't stay and become a depressed zombie version of yourself. The kids deserve better, and you deserve better. Comment 3. Yeah, Op is criticizing himself for not trusting his gut here. But in my opinion, he did everything perfectly right up until she confessed and he didn't immediately leave her. He caught all the signs right away and was fully tuned into what she was planning. And even confronted her on it and was in tears the night before. There's absolutely nothing wrong with his instincts, and it's actually pretty amazing how quickly be caught on. Maybe she was bad at hiding it, but in most stories here it goes on for months or years before the other person has a clue. Because he caught on so quick, he raised his concerns and gave so many opportunities for her to come to her senses, but she still went ahead and did it. That shows what kind of person she is to go through with it after all of that. It wasn't a drunk mistake or a slip up. He was all but begging her not to do it and she still did. That's about as bad as it gets, and I'd cow you could ever come back from that kind of betrayal. Comment 4. Is cool, bro. The pain is fierce and the reward is none. I wish you peace. I know this headspace. It will not get better, it will only fester and grow like a tumor. This cancer will leave you frail and hurt. Respect her wishes to be with another man. This feeling will only change into pain once you look deep inside your relationship with her, and why. You already know her outcome is infidelity. To heal, act like she is gone. Seek the friendships you built, let her go. She was never yours, she has given herself to someone else. Keep her at arm's length if you must, and work on your exit strategy. Comment 5. I'm sorry this happened to you, my friend. I've been cheated on before, but we had no kids and weren't married. I can't honestly see myself going through all the pain you're experiencing right now. As I see it, neither you or your kids meant nothing to her. Only God knows how long it would have lasted if you hadn't caught her. She planned it meticulously and lied to your face. I bet she looked at you in the eye while saying she was going to hang out at her friends. As painfully as it sounds, she doesn't deserve another chance. I'd get back on my feet, get in shape, work on my finances and see if I could get a good divorce settlement. I'd hit her where it hurts the most.